The rapid advancement in digital technology has acted like a boon for the process of globalization. But for some, it has become a weapon for spreading the wings of terrorism. Terrorist groups like the Islamic State have been using social media and their digital publications to influence youth and lure them towards jihad. Recently, Indian investigation agencies carried out massive raids in 10 different locations in Jammu and Kashmir and busted a new ISIS module which was conspiring to radicalize and recruit gullible youth in the valley to wage a violent jihad against India.
Receiving a shot in the arm, Indian investigation agencies busted a new ISIS terror module in Kashmir this week. The National Investigation Agency carried out massive raids in 10 different locations in Anantnag, Srinagar, Avantipura and Baramulla in connection with the conspiracy to spread the Islamic State propaganda through online mediums. 5 people, including a person named Umar Bhatt, was arrested by the agencies who were running the digital editions of a radical magazine that was being published in order to radicalize the gullible youth in the valley to wage violent jihad against India. From the expansion of extremist groups and their worldwide recruitment policies, it has become evident that the threat of terrorism is not restricted to its region of origin anymore. The mass use of the internet and social media has obscured the borders of extremism and has imposed an undeniable menace to global peace.
These people, using their fake identities, fake YouTube channels, give a propaganda that in India there is a lot of misuse being done with the Muslims. They are not being allowed to offer their namaz, they are not being allowed to follow their religion, and there are total atrocities being done on them. And this is what I would say gets into the minds of the youngsters and others, and what happens is that these youngsters, they join this, and then before they realize, they are caught into that web, because sooner or later, once they have joined, they would be speaking something or sending some messages which could be used by the security agencies, and there is where they are blackmailed to stay on and do the work of the diktats of the terrorist organization.
As per the security forces, ISIS terrorists operating from various conflict zones along with ISIS cadres in India, by assuming pseudo-online identities, have created a network wherein ISIS-related propaganda material is disseminated for radicalizing and recruiting members into its fold. In this connection, an India-centric online propaganda magazine, The Voice of Hind, was being published on monthly basis with an aim to incite and radicalize vulnerable youth by projecting a skewed narrative of imagined injustices in India to arouse a feeling of alienation and communal hatred. It was founded by the key commander of the Islamic State in the Khorasan province and a highly trained Pakistani national. After his death, a new module took over the magazine that reappeared on the dark web a few months ago. Similarly, the Al-Qaeda affiliate for the Indian subcontinent also released the online edition of its magazine to pursue its anti-India agenda in Kashmir. The terror group changed the name of its magazine Nawai Afghan Jihad or Voice of the Afghan Jihad to Nawai Ghazwa Hind or Voice of the Conquest of India in the early part of 2020.
Now, what these terrorist organizations do is they are using the social media, misusing, I would say, the social media, the internet, and also magazines and other flyers. In the social media, they have formed various groups in WhatsApp and others, Instagram and others, and under, again, cloaked names, which keep on feeding wrong information, doctored photographs to these in the group. And this is how they are making an impression on the minds of the youngsters. Similarly, now even your other emails and even your Instagram and your Facebook, these channels are such that there is no check on it. And what happens is, whatever the youngsters see in that, they feel that this is the truth, and therefore whosoever is sending this is telling us the truth. and this they find that it is more easy to be digested and follow the diktats of these people.
Pakistan's intelligence agency and terror groups are now invading cyberspace for recruitment in Jammu and Kashmir as direct physical interactions have become difficult due to the security forces' hawk-eyed vigil. They no longer rely on military force such as weapons, armor and bombs only. Instead, they have become more and more savvy and their strategies and tactics have gained technological orientation. Terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Taiba and Islamic State are at the forefront of using the internet for their recruitment. In January 2021, 2 terrorists arrested in Kashmir were provided training online using various links available on public platforms like YouTube and were receiving orders as well as religious teachings from Pakistan-based handler Burhan Hamza. Earlier, Amir Siraj, a final year graduation student from Khwaja Gilgat in Sopore, was also recruited online by Jaish-e-Mohammed. He was gunned down during an encounter between terrorists and security forces. Fake videos of alleged atrocities committed by the security forces and building a false narrative are now often used by the ISI handlers from Pakistan to whip up emotions among the new recruits. Meanwhile, a wide range of terrorist groups have also used the internet to raise and transfer funds needed to support their activities. According to the Indian investigation agencies, in order to execute their devious plans, an organized campaign has been launched over cyberspace, which is supplemented by on-ground terror financing activities.